keeping you updated with the latest news, views, and interviews.
News, views, and interviews
from around the world.
This is the Top 5.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.
Hello, welcome. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday to you, Victoria. Hey.
Happy Sunday. It's so great to see you guys. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yes. Everyone in the audience, hello. Welcome to the Top 5. If you could just share the live so you get more of your friends in and family to join these juicy topics that we have today. Just continue to share. And if you a thing I wanted to say, share it and then put it in the chat that you shared it. That'll be great.
Yes.
So put in the chat that you shared it, and everyone tell me where you're from, how you guys doing this Sunday. So ladies, how are you guys doing this Sunday? What's going on in your world?
I feel like I'm constantly on the run. I'm trying to catch time. That's what's going on in my life. I'm running behind time. Ever since the time changed, it's like I can't keep up. There's a lot of things going on. I'm just happy that I'm back here again because it's been a few weeks that we've been together on the show. Even though we keep in contact with each other outside of the show, it's nice to see you guys here. And it's nice to be able to connect with the audience. Good evening, Debbie Eno, Sugar Baby, Dishy Noel, Lacey J. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being there for us.
Yes, it's good to be back. I feel I haven't been on the show for like a month.
But I think it's been about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been here for a month. I've been just traveling, doing all different things. I'm still not back home as yet, as you can see, guys. So I'm just happy to reconnect with everyone. I missed the audience. I missed chit-chatting on a Sunday afternoon. So I'm happy to be here chit-chatting again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. Good evening, Tanika and Debbie, Velma and Deborah.
Oh, Debbie's from the UK.
Yes, Debbie from the UK. I'm from the UK too, from Reading, Berkshire. I am so happy to be here. The weather's beautiful. My garden is growing. We had a bit of a rain over the last couple of weeks, and now we're back in the sunshine, and everybody's feeling good. Going outside and getting some fresh air. All good.
Awesome.
Loving the pearls, Julie. Loving the pearls.
I know.
Thank you.
It's giving a little royal vibe, right? Don't you get that little royal type of vibe? Like
yes.
It's a lady. We have to put lady to her name today.
Yes, Lady Juliana. Yes. Supporting Meghan Markle. Yes, I am.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. And hi, Velma, coming from Canada. Awesome. You're in Canada. Which part of Canada? Velma. I'm Canadian by injection. So
I love it.
Big up to Canada.
Big up.
By injection.
By injection, yes. Absolutely. Yes.
So basically what's going on in my world, I just had my baby shower on Saturday. It was so nice. It's very pink, and we couldn't have that much people in person. So we had a lot of people on Zoom. So we did a little bit of people in person, which was like close people, like of 30. And then I had I think probably about 60 online. And and that's my
I love
me and hubby's maternity shoot. We did a maternity shoot.
Oh, that's beautiful.
About 2 weeks before.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes.
Thank you. That's me.
I never did a
baby shower.
Baby shower shoot. So I know that's a thing to do now.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? I was a little apprehensive about doing it because when pregnancy you get all these changes. It's a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I did it. I'm like, okay, it wasn't that bad, but it was still a little bit rough for me, even to look at the pictures. I'm like, everyone said it was nice, and I'm just like, oh, who is that person?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. Pregnancy is something that should be celebrated, And
Yep.
I know my children always enjoy looking at pictures of me when I was pregnant with them. So it's all beautiful. That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
beautiful picture.
there will come a time where she's going to be asking, Mom, can I see when I was in your belly? And you will be grateful for those pictures then.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
baby shower.
yeah. That's so cute.
And the person
Oh,
that did
yes.
my gown, he's really good. His name is Randall. He actually made my
It's pretty.
the gown. It was so comfortable too.
He did a good job.
He really did.
You
a
wore
good
something
job.
that was really ladylike, because you know that nowadays they tend to wear like pregnant women wear like all these really tight clothes.
I'm not about that
Like-
life.
Yeah. Neither was I. Like, they're pregnant and they're wearing like a full bodycon dress, and the
No.
belly's
Yeah,
just
right.
out there, or tops up here, and the whole belly's outside. So it's really nice knowing that you're a younger person, but you don't really rock that vibe.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
I must be reincarnated.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
I think we're living in different times. Back in the day, women used to hide their pregnancy under some big muumuu dresses. And now we have embraced the pregnant figure and we've celebrated it. So it's like whatever you can fit and look good in and feel proud, you just go and you do your own thing.
Right.
I don't like to see when they have on jeans and the belly is hanging out because the jeans are unbuttoned because they can't do up. I mean, there's proper pants that you can actually buy at a pregnancy store that will get everything inside where it needs to be.
Yeah. You see,
You know
with
what I mean?
me, I kind of like I've always been on the modest side. Like I'm always been, even before pregnancy, is like, if you're gonna show some boobs, you're not gonna show legs. If you're gonna show some legs,
Right.
you're not gonna show boobs. Like that's just me, right? You can't do
Right.
both.
Right.
Like, both is a little scandalous. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I feel like nowadays, they're trying to make everything. I guess they want to feel the same way as, even though they're pregnant, but then yet I feel like when it comes to pregnancy, to make it look tasteful, you should. There's ways of dressing modest and still look really nice
Right.
for your pregnancy. So
Yeah.
to each their own.
I agree. I
But-
hear that. Some people like to look scandalous. And speaking of scandalous, what's going on with Portia? Tell
You
me
just
the details.
digging right in. That's our laddie.
So, ladies, do you have a Portia in your circle? So recently, Portia from the Real Housewives of Atlanta is now engaged after a month of seeing this guy, quote unquote. That's all we know. She brought her friend Phelan. She said it's not her friend, but she brought her as a friend to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now Phelan is getting a divorce from her husband that's in progress, but Portia just announced her engagement on Instagram, saying that they're happy in love and that they are moving forward and just be happy for them and etc. It's on her Instagram.
Right.
So, what do you think? Do you guys have a Portia in your circle?
Well, I know I don't really have very many new friends. Most of the friends I've had them for a long time. And anybody who moves like a Portia will definitely not be in my circle, because when I see you making moves like that, I would morally think that I don't really feel comfortable around that. Either I would tell you about it, but I don't necessarily think I would keep company with somebody who moves like that. It would actually hurt my feelings to know that you did that to somebody else's, because I really respect people's marriages, and making moves like that, especially so soon with somebody else's husband, would make me feel very uncomfortable to be friends with that person.
And you know what? It was all about girl code too, because even if you're not friends, associates, if you're associates, it would feel really wrong to know that you're. So, for example, Portia went to her house on the show, swam in her pool, drank her wine, went to her Halloween party, ate her food. I'm sorry, if you're going to be, having dinner with me and, enjoying my luxuries at my house, I feel like, I don't care if you're not friends or not, you're now associated with my home and you now know my husband. So even if those two are having difficulties, doesn't mean that Portia should slide into his DM and say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" But to me, 1 month. One month, that means something has to been going on before.
Yeah. Well, I think personally that Portia is very accustomed to sliding onto people's D's because apparently, and for those of you who are not aware, Portia comes from a program called The Housewives of Atlanta. She's one of the main characters in the program. She also went to one of her colleagues' parties, an engagement. Was it an engagement party? No, it was a bridal shower.
Yeah.
It was what was it? Cynthia Bailey's party just before you get married. There's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. But it was like her stag party, and they had strippers there, and she slept with the stripper at the party.
Yep, and she still denied it, but we know she did.
Yeah, we all know that she did. Absolutely.
I have never had a Portia in my group, but if I did, it would be somebody who would be excluded really, really quickly. As far as I know, the couple only filed for their divorce in April after being together for 2 years. The divorce is not even finalized yet, and this lady is busting a big rock diamond on Instagram and saying, I'm going to happily marry this man. He's my soulmate and all this stuff. If the two words that come to mind is gold digger, and the other one I'm not even going to mention. But
and a social climber.
Yes,
even though
a bit of a social climber. With friends like her, you don't need enemies.
And you know what? Portia is not even. It's not like she came from a crazy background. She's actually kind of like a socialite. You know, her family were believe her grandfather, her great grandfather, one of them. Was part of the civil rights movement. So it's not like she is like, not known. Her family's not known. But I feel like all of a sudden from the show, she has changed 360. I mean, I liked Portia in the beginning, but right now it's a little getting me off guard because, as a married woman, I find that a little bit, sketchy. Like I believe no new friends. I don't believe in that single friends coming into unless we've been friends forever. We could all go on a couple date or whatever the case be. But, you've been friends forever and that's fine. But new single friends coming around. No, ma'am.
So we have a comment from Ross the Boss. He says, I saw the topic and just came here to say, please don't mash up me living. What kind of living you have, Ross the Boss? Now I'm curious to know about you.
Right.
If you're there, please call in because I want to know what's going on with Ross the Boss.
No, mash up me living.
How about you, honey?
Now for me, I had a Portia when I was in my 20s. And actually is a guy I was dating that actually put me onto it because I didn't know. They slide and slick into your friendship, being the life of the party or being whatever. So you are very distracted by them. But when he put me onto the scene of what the person was doing, and I was like, nah, she not like that. And he's like, do this, do that. This is what. And I saw it and I was like, wow. And that's when I started to be like very watchful. But as of today, I don't have a Portia in my life because the few people that I have for friends now and I mingle with, I don't see them like that. We respect each other. We have that girl code thingy.
Going backwards.
Yes, it's all right. It's life. It's a life.
We have the girl code thing from, when we talk about that in, girls dinner and brunch, that that we don't double dipping. That's that. Yeah, I don't like that.
It's really tacky and tasteless.
It is really tacky. Hi, Chantel from the UK. I see you've been watching Atlanta Wives too. So this is very similar to like Camilla Park Bowles and Prince Charles. That's the kind of white royal rendition of the same thing, and a little bit of a gold digger too. Yes. Calls him bacchanal. Yes, so it can drive a woman absolutely crazy. So I don't know what this young lady is going to do because her divorce is not final, even though they're going through the process. So if she really wanted to be a stickler, I'd put everything on hold right now. Just put it on hold and see what unfolds.
And you know what? Nowadays, I feel like that's the problem. When you have those single friends that comes around, they see that you're actually you're living okay. You're in a good position, and you never know. You might have that little Jezebel spirit that comes into your house and says, "Huh, I like that. I like that living. Oh, let me find someone like that person, or give you those type of fly comments like, let me get me an ace. Let me get me somebody." And they're like, what are you watching my husband for?
Yeah.
Things like that. Because I'm not saying for every woman, but there are women that are very vindictive, and you have to be very careful, and you have to protect your household, protect your marriage.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Because they're right there looking like, I like how she lives. Let me try to slide in and So I don't want to say it's always the women. Sometimes it could be the man too, obviously. But like I always say, if you know it's sin, don't put yourself in the sinful place so you could be tempted. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I know, because the thing is, me and Derek and I was discussing it, and he said women are very sneaky. They will come over to your house, see you living good. They come over they want to spend the night. They in their little shots. They go into your fridge. They're bending over. He said, trust me. He said, I see that. Being in a relationship, having to tell his significant other, this person needs to leave our home.
Yeah.
She is trying to destroy our relationship. Why is she always over here? Why is she wearing these things over here? So men see the things that we do too. So as you say, sometimes it's the men, but he said a lot of the time is the woman already observed the living of the other woman, and she is intentionally coming around to cause conflict.
Yeah. I would also like to add, and you need to beware of those cousins. Those cousins. Everybody has those cousins,
right?
Who you have to watch kind of side eye, like, what are you really? Or what they're about because their name has been around, and the character. Watch them at your house. Don't let nobody stay too long.
They're just not coming to my house. They're just not coming to my house.
I don't know which cousins you're mentioning, Landy.
You know the cousins. I'm not calling any names.
I would say it's maybe people who are coming to your house who are not dressing to your taste, and they have a little bit too much voluptuousness showing, and you have to kind of check your man and say, don't look at her right now. And
I don't think it's the dressing, it's the behaviors. There's some relatives who just don't know how to act right. And this is a topic that is applicable to family members as well as friends. Because there's family members who will be watching your life and want your life.
Landy, you are right. Because when I was in my 20s, I had a cousin, right? And I was so naive. And every time she came to visit me, she would kiss my husband on his lip, like, "Hey," and she was, the cousin we call a crazy cousin. So we're not thinking they're gonna do anything because she crazy. She the fun at the party or whatever. Lo and behold, I forgot. She told me when we just met, she was like, "Who's this guy sitting on the couch?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the guy that like me." She like, "If he didn't like you, I was gonna go behind him," and I never kept that piece of information in my head until my ex-husband said I used to entertain a lot. And one day he said, "Listen, please tell your cousin to stop kissing me on my lips when she come over here. I don't like it." And I'm like, I said, "She don't mean nothing. She crazy." No. He's like, "No, she ain't crazy." And so what I did, the night we was having a party, and she came and she like, "Hey," and she came and I did this. And she was going to kiss him on his lip. And I'm like, "Why are you trying to kiss my husband on his lips though?" And I put my fingers in the middle of them, and and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I offended you." But if he didn't tell me, she probably would have if he was that kind of person, things would have gone and I wouldn't know, because he called me on it. He said, "You need to tell her to stop kissing me on my lips. I don't like it."
Yes, that's inappropriate.
Let me ask the audience real quick, which is Would you find yourself dating a married man? Please answer that in the comments so we can see. Or you could try to call in and give your opinion. My thing, Hermie, that's a no. First of all, I don't care if you're crazy. You know what you're doing, because first of all, you should be giving church hugs. Okay, church hugs. I don't know if you guys know what a church hug is.
The tap on the back.
It's like,
yeah.
The top of the back hook.
You shouldn't be like this. No, you should
a full embrace.
Yeah,
young and dumb.
Yeah, no, no, ma'am. And I saw one person in the comment said that you should trust your husband. Yes, you can trust your husband, but look, like I said, let's put it into a religion standpoint, right? You know you're a Christian, you shouldn't be in certain areas because you might get tempted, right? Or your mom says you shouldn't be out after 2 a.m. because you know what 2 a.m. means is what's gonna happen out there if you're with somebody that late. You know what can happen, right? Don't put yourself in certain situations that can actually hurt you. And on top of that, certain people, even though you may not do anything, that your husband might be innocent, you might stumble and then feel some type of way. And then there's an argument that may arise in your relationship. And that's a problem. So it's not always about the trust part. You could trust the person, but you don't want certain situations to arise so you can have friction in your marriage. So.
Because not all husband is gonna do like my ex and say I don't like it. They might fall for it.
They might just go for it.
Yeah, so you trust them. I had trust, but he was honest enough to tell me, hey, I don't like that.
Maybe your cousin wasn't hot enough, because most men would have probably go for it.
Yeah, right.
We have a comment from Hartwig. He says, if you haven't found a mate in my age or ruined 2 marriages, there's probably a reason.
I'm not too sure what that means.
Interesting.
What does that mean?
Someone can explain to me, because I'm a little lost.
Hartwig, you're going to expand on that. Yes.
We don't have is the number below that we could, is it below?
Yes, if we can put Master Control, if you can put the number up. Yep, 718-701-5720. Call us and share your story. We want to hear.
Exactly.
Samantha said you must control your situation. That means in a marriage, you have to have your eyes wide shut.
You have to protect
even when you're sleeping, your eye is open.
Just like you protect your money, right?
Yeah. And you know, as soon as you step into places, you can feel the vibe.
The energy.
Zach says most women, when they trick, don't work. They go straight to calling them man, guy, or soft. LOL.
Oh yes,
that's true.
What he's saying when the tricks don't work, they want to say that the man is useless.
Soft.
Like,
they do.
Soft. Yeah, them kind of ways there. Yep. And Samantha also said no. She said no respect. They will whine on a broomstick. I know. I have an idea who she's talking about. But I'm telling you, we've had some situations where people have had to get checked in the family. You got to check them and say, listen, you're overstepping, or somebody's going to get snapped. Yeah.
You know what? Another thing is that came to mind is that also discussing your relationships with your good friends or your certain family members, even though, like, you know, let's say you had like bad times and you're talking it, they're taking that in and they're telling you, oh, their person's no good, you need to leave them, when they're actually watching your husband saying, okay,
to pounce, ready to pounce.
Exactly.
Yep.
Very
true, Victoria.
Don't tell people your business. That's why I always say, if you're having a bad day with your spouse, keep that to yourself. Unless you're getting abused or something, like, getting punched down and stuff, then that's a different story. But if you're having little arguments or disagreements, keep that to yourself. You should not have anybody in your business, because
well,
no one's loyal.
I agree with that. I agree with that to a certain extent, but I have a trusted circle of people who I talk to, and my husband knows exactly who those people are, so he doesn't even worry, because when he's an asshole for me, he knows that they know. I'll be talking about, he did this, and he made me upset. It doesn't matter, because he knows who these people are, and that's my trusted circle. And the people who I trust usually are like my sisters and stuff like that. And I know that they are always very supportive of me. They're
that's
not the ones
different.
who are always going to be saying, oh, well, you should get rid of him or whatever. And, sometimes people have problems. You need somebody else to speak to.
Yeah,
You
that's
can always call my family members and they can have a discussion with him. And we keep it like that. But I do agree that when it comes to friends, when they're watching and they're listening too much, sometimes they want to encourage you to get rid of your situation. I don't think anybody should really do that. I don't like that. I never wish that for my friends. When I hear they're having bad times, I always try to see if there's ways that they can fix things.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
That's it.
exactly.
It's always good to have someone to talk to, but a friend who's a Jezebel behind your back
Yeah.
and going after your husband, I have no tolerance for that at
And
all.
what, ladies,
Exactly.
we usually have
Exactly.
we're pretty good with our intuition.
Yes.
So, always lean on that because most of the time it's right. Right. And never really fails.
Yes.
And usually if you ignore it, then you want to kick yourself in the butt because, those red flags is probably popping up from the beginning, but you were so naive. You're like, no, that person wouldn't do that. But in actuality, your intuition is like, you better watch that person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, I do agree with you, Landy, with I have that one person, like I feel like it's, mostly my mom or to extent, right? It all depends. Like I always say you could talk to your family and friends, but I always say that you might get over it, but your family and friends may never get over it.
Yes, especially friends.
No, that's it. That's it.
They might be like, and you're like, oh, that's old news. That's done.
Yeah, it looks like Samantha, this topic is hitting a nerve for her. She said husbands need to have a backbone and not be a MF sponge.
What?
Ooh, Samantha, I know you. I know you.
Samantha on a roll today.
Yes,
She is.
She's definitely on a roll. But yeah.
Okay, now let's switch things up a little bit. Supposing your husband has a really handsome friend, and every time your husband turns his back, the friend is like, "Yeah, baby, I really like you." What you gonna do?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Picking up some of those vibes.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, unless you are a Jezebel spirit and you're gonna fall for that crap, I dare somebody to come for that crap. There's nobody that can actually outmatch my husband, so I don't really care. You could come to me,
Best
whatever.
answer. Best answer.
Well,
I would say my husband. Yeah, was your friend drinking or something? Because he's trying to come on to me. Are you serious?
it's like
Yeah.
what else? What else? My husband could take me out. My husband could buy me a drink. My husband could do this for me.
Exactly.
What? There's nothing new. What?
Yeah. Well, if they visit you at your house and they have googly eyes for you, that could be uncomfortable too. So that would probably be a situation that you would have to probably say something about.
say to
if
your
it makes you
husband.
feel
Yeah.
weird.
I would
Yeah.
talk to my husband about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you know what? To
Definitely.
be quite honest, it's like those type of things. How many people have googly eyes for you, even if you're walking down the street, right? You can't really
It's
control a
true. It's
person's
true.
eyes.
Mhm.
So, like,
Yeah, but if
Unless-
the person has their eyes in your crutch and on your breast when you walk into a room and they're licking their lips when their husband turns his, I wouldn't want him around me.
That's a different
That is
story.
like
That's-
going
that's
on a
actually-
different level.
that is
Yeah.
actually
That would make me
disgusting.
feel very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
one thing if you're complimenting me, like, oh, you look really nice today, and you can say, well, how come he's so nice to me? Like, this is weird. But if you're getting to the point where it's a stare
You
down,
feel uncomfortable. Put him in his place.
no.
Put him in his
Yes.
place. Don't look
Yes.
at me like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he's looking down there, I'd be saying, is something there? Did I do something wrong? Huh?
That's time to take off the
Something
pom
on
pom
the stove?
shorts that you're walking around in your house in.
Well,
You have to put on something
and
more.
that's
you
another
check it?
thing. I wouldn't even wear that if I had some if a male came. That's
No,
not.
if
Exactly.
somebody else. That's for my bedroom and my downtime in
Other
my house by
females,
myself. Not when
different, but
visitors are
if
over.
it's my husband's friend, no.
Uh-huh.
No. I'm gonna be so conservative. No.
Yeah. Seriously.
Don't want to
Oh my
tempt
gosh,
anyone.
it's the time is flying by and we haven't even had a commercial break yet. Maybe we should take one.
Take it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's take a commercial break. We have another hot topic coming up after the break. Stay with us. while we take this short break. We'll be right back.
Don't move. Top 5 will be right back.
What you do makes a difference, and you get to decide what difference you make.
In 2020, I was nominated for the Carlino Award, which is the award for advocacy. It just ballooned from there. I decided to become an ambassador for my area, and my goal with that relationship was to build a relationship with my local politicians here and the ones that represent in Washington, to let them know what was happening with Alzheimer's, give them information, let them know that we need their support and so forth. It just opened a whole new world of people to network with and people who felt as passionate as I did about this cause, and I still do to this day.
All Pro Health Staffing, www.allprony.com.
Don't move. Top 5 will be right back.
All right, we're back, and we have some great comments. Oh my gosh, you guys are really into this stuff today.
I see a comment from Robbie John. He says, I want to tell you a story. I was with one girl and her sister tried to seduce me. I was shocked. I said to her, I am not no family ram.
Oh gosh, a family ram, not a village ram.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
That's good. You stood your ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are teaching me all kinds of words, and then people are gonna ask me what year I was born, because village ram.
Village ram, yes. Yes, that's the man who's got the whole town on lock. On a family ram, that's a dangerous one.
Listen,
we have General, the overcomer Dijane. He says, Hermelin, sometimes some of the husbands may act to their wives like they don't like it, just to make you trust them around that person. Then behind your back, they will hook up and telling that woman that you won't have a clue, because they already told you he doesn't like the way you kisses him or move around him.
Oh well, that's somebody else. That's it. That's somebody else's problem now.
Yeah. Yeah. Hermelin is like, next, I don't care.
Yep, next.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yep, some sneaky, freaky things that people do these days. But Portia really takes the cake for what she has done. And maybe that will be a synonymous name other than Jezebel. It'll be now Portia. The girl
but you
who
know
will
what?
steal
I
your
think
man.
generally, I think Portia's maybe caught up. I think that she's probably had a lot of heartbreak, because I think when she was going through that situation with Dennis, when they were just getting together, I was so happy for her. I actually cried when they got engaged and all that stuff, because I really wanted to see something good happen for her. So I think right now she's like in a FU mode. And she doesn't really care to a certain extent.
But wait, let me ask you guys that. Why are we not holding the Simon accountable as well, though?
I think the only reason why I'm not holding Simon, Simon has some accountability, but my thing is that she was around this girl, that this girl invited her into her home, and she felt that it was okay. That's the reason why I'm more attacking on her. Now, when it comes to females and relationships, we are able to say yes or no. No one is forcing down a relationship down our throat. Okay, a man might approach you, but it's up to you to say, do I want to go into this relationship, or do I?
Cut it.
Right. So that's my thing. My thing is that if she was a mature lady that actually has some respect for herself and her dignity, then she would have said, no, that's a little close to home. Because remember, the guy does work with her, with her baby's father. That he works with them. They're business partners.
Wow.
Right?
Well,
so like I said, that's why I'm a little harsh on Portia now.
Oh, boy.
That's a real family ram situation. All I can say is that, a lot of times, I think you brought up a really good point, Hermelin, is that sometimes like women are always held to a different, like when she does it, she's a Jezebel, but when a man does it, he's slick, or maybe you might give him a side eye, like, yeah, like, oh, look what you did, And that has a lot to say with the way that maybe roles are changing between men and women anyways. And we have to decide, what do we want? Do we want to be like, do you want to be a woman who acts like a woman, or you have this term out there, alpha female, who goes after what she wants and doesn't care. She'll sleep with anybody who she wants to. What do we really want? Because do we want the chivalry, or do we want men to chase us and come to us and treat us like women? Well, if you want that, then you probably need to act like it. You need to be like a woman, right?
I think we have to be, as women, we're always very critical of each other. And the man, it took two people to tango in this situation. He was the one who proposed to her, and she said yes. And yes, she's a gold digger. She's not going to hide it. And I think the times that we are in right now, life is moving very fast for everybody. And people just want a fast fix when it comes to marriage. And it probably won't even last. He was with his last wife for 2.5 years. He's going to marry this lady, and he probably won't last, because it looks like it's going to be a little menage a trois between him and her husband together. Yeah, they're already posing in pictures together.
Maybe this could all be a stunt for the show too. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
For the
It
next
could be
season.
for ratings. Yes,
You never know.
That's true.
So you guys, when it comes to chivalry, which is like being treated like a woman by a man, do you think that because women have been fighting for, equal rights, equal pay, I can do it just as good as a man, do you think that this has really killed that whole chivalry thing? What are your thoughts on that?
if chivalry means something such as the man paying for the first date, or if you're getting into a car, he's opening the car for you, and just doing gentlemanly things.
Yeah.
For me, that's something that I always look forward to. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. But yes, women are now making their own money, so you really don't have to depend on the man to make the pay the bill for you. You can go Dutch, or you could say, you know what, tonight's my treat. I'm gonna pay for dinner. I think chivalry still exists.
Yeah, I think to be quite honest, it all depends on what type of man you're looking for, and where you're looking for them. Because all men are not created equal, and depending on their family, that would basically show you how he's raised. So for me, that is a negative. I wouldn't deal with someone who treated me as their equal. I don't really believe that, and you guys might blast me on this, but feminism has two parts to it. So you have feminism where you do the equal pay and things like that. And then you have the other side of feminism part, which is a little bit more on the extremist side of it. So now, for me, knowing that women goes through a lot, I guess we could have, we could be the breadwinner, whatever the case, that may happen. But we still want to be treated as a lady. Yes, some of us, would have children and things like that. Do you really want to be like the man? Like, I'm almost 9 months pregnant. Do I really want to go out there and lift some bricks while I'm 9 months pregnant? No, I don't. Right? So when it comes to chivalry, I don't think it's dead, but it all depends on where you finding a man. It could be, a dusty guy, and you might be okay with that. You just might be okay about his looks, and that's it. And that's all for you, but it's not for me.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a really good comment. I just want to say this real nice. Somebody said something really nice about us. Lisa Marie Chin King. She said, "Thank you, Top 5. It's so great to see beautiful, wonderful, and professional ladies that look like me. I'm loving this. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was very nice. We appreciate
Sending
you.
out a heart to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Hermie. Sorry for cutting in. Go ahead.
No, I said Victoria, she touched on something like what Derek always says. He says, where you find these men, you can't, it depends on where you find them. chivalry is not dead. You know, there are still men who does it, and I like it. I like the opener though. I like the look. I was sick. When I was sick, and you know, I wanted somebody to rub my back and to rub my legs and to rub my stuff. I didn't want to be like, oh, I could do it by myself. Oh, I could get away. No, I wanted to be the baby and be like, thank you, baby, thank you for taking
Right.
care of me and stuff like that. So, as Victoria said, Jules, you know, we have to decide what we want to be. Is like Landy, you know, like we choose. I don't want to be tough and rough I just, that's not me. I just want to be feminine and
Yeah.
walk in my softness and my grace and be taken care of sometimes. And I don't have no problem contributing to stuff, but I don't want to do stuff like a man. No.
No, I have no interest.
I refuse to do that. I did it in my 20s. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, and like I
Yeah,
said, that also
understood.
depends on, you know, you could, if you choose to be an alpha female, that's up to you, or
Exactly.
you know. But I'm definitely not an alpha female, so yeah, I won't be walking in that light.
So let me break this down for you guys. So the definition says that the real definition of an alpha female is a woman who embraces her leadership and ambition. She is talented, highly motivated, and self-confident. Self-identifies as an alpha female.
That's
So
wrong.
No,
So I don't know.
That's
but-
actually wrong. They think they're slick. I'm sorry, Landy. They think they're real slick with that.
that definition sounds nice, Landy, but that's not how they act in
No.
real life.
No.
That's not how they act in
Yeah,
real life.
and this is what I wanted. This is the point I wanted to make, because when I see alpha females, I was watching this show with Ilvania Van Zandt. You know that lady who does So I was watching her. Alvania. I always say her name weird. But anyway, she was talking about alpha females, this and when they talk about Black women being alpha female, it comes off as being very manly, very
Tough.
bossy, very
Yeah.
tough, very no nonsense. Like, I'm gonna put him in, I'm putting
Rigid.
everybody in their place.
Yeah.
And the man has to basically, you know, trail behind her because I'm an alpha female. I say what I want. If you're going by the definition that I read, I'm
Mhm.
confident, I'm ambitious, I do have those qualities, but the way that this term is used in relation to Black women and the vision of what that alpha female looks like, I don't like that. That's not something that I aspire to be.
So I think
Right.
I think that definition is actually wrong, because when it
Yeah.
comes to an alpha female, that just means that you have the attitude of you don't need a man, period. Meaning that you could, you know, it's okay, bump the family unit with it, what we call, you know, you have your husband, the wife, and your kids. No, I don't need that. I could do it on my own. I have my own money. I don't care about this. That the same way how they portray Black women, and it could be a very negative component when it comes to the women, because what happens is I feel like when it comes to that, you get to see a lot of single moms, right? Because you have this mentality that you grow up, it's like, no, I could do this by myself. I'm bad by myself. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
A lot of attitude, right?
Yeah.
So like for me, like I said, there's some women who are alpha, and that's okay in a way for them. But I know for like myself, I'm not alpha. I would say I'm more traditional, right? Like I went to school, I have my own business, but I have no problem of having a man lead, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. There was a show that I was watching too called Ready for Love, and there was a woman in there, and she was all about saying that I'm an alpha female and I need a man to match me because, you know, if I'm so alpha, he has to really be able to stand up. And the guy she was trying to go on a date with, you know what he said? He said that he's intimidated by her.
Yeah, of course.
He said he's scared. He doesn't know how to deal with her because she came on way too strong.
You can't have two alphas in the house.
You can't have two alphas. That's bumping heads.
Exactly. Like this morning, I was looking at Clubhouse today, and the definition, what you said there of an alpha, I think there was a woman like that because she said she have alpha female qualities. She said, but she knows when to put on her femininity to get what she wants. But she know in the boardroom, she know how to elevate her speech to get what she wants over there as well. So that definition suit that woman that spoke this morning, because she said, and she did say that, she said there are the alpha males who I could do it all by myself. A man, you know, the fighting they always coming up against a man. But I love how she described herself as the definition you gave earlier. And she said, but I know when to use my femininity. So that's a smart woman.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I just, you know, like I said, like Julian said, you can't have two alphas in the house because it's going to be bumping heads constantly. Because it's, you know, most men, not all, because you have beta males now, you know, but most men would be, most men could be alpha. And it's kind of like, you know, if you have another alpha woman, that's not your girl, that's your roommate.
Yeah,
that's not your girl.
I sometimes think we're looking too much to try and put ourselves in a box and have a definition. And we forget what brings magic to a relationship. Honesty, courtesy, respect, the simple things that a person can do. Kindness, the magic of a touch. You don't just have to look at what they're wearing and is it expensive and is it up to date and what have you. Sometimes it's just being just close to another person and being in their presence, and your heart just feels happy. You feel happy with the treatment. I see Robbie John says love is the biggest magic in the world. When a man loves a woman, he'll do everything for her. Call the woman empress and a diamond. And when a man loves a woman, he will always be loyal to her. That is wonderful, Robbie.
Yeah, agreed.
That's true. Yeah,
that's true. But like I said, when it comes to like relationships, it's a give and take. And like I said, and you know, and there's no perfect relationship. But you know, I know a lot of people, like I said, feminism has the feminism movement has brought as submission as being like a horrible word. But it's really not, and that's something that you're doing in a relationship. There's some sort of submission on either side, you know, to make things work and get the train going. So it's you know, a lot of people are like, no, I can't submit. Well, if you're in a relationship, you're somehow submitting in some shape or form. You're going to have to submit because at the end of the day, you know, your spouse might need your help in this part, and you have to understand. And that the other one might need help in another part, and they must have to understand as well. So there's submission always in a relationship. And I always say in a healthy relationship, there's going to be some type of submission. In a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
In a healthy relationship, you're right.
What do you think, Wendy?
I think you're right about that. I don't think that that using the word submission in a relationship should be viewed as negative, or it takes away from me being a woman or my independence as a person. Because when you enter into a relationship with somebody, you know, hopefully that person compliments you and you compliment them. So when you're strong, they're weak, and when they're weak, you're strong for them. And it's a balance and it's a give and take. Men also have to learn how to be submissive to their wives too, because there's things that you might not want to do, or I understand it more than him. And it's about trusting. The word submission should also be used with the word trust. Being able to say, okay, well, I trust you to make the best decision for us. I don't know this, but I believe in you enough that I'll allow you to handle this. So that's how I see it.
Samantha Latham says, no perfect solution. What you choose to do to protect what you have as someone always standing by.
That's it.
Yeah. So, ladies, do you guys?
I like the.
Oh, go ahead, Remy. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I like how Landy said we even like people don't like to use the word submission. Maybe if we replace it with trust, that's a better term. I don't have no problem. I know it's different, but I'm just saying for people to understand on a beginner level. Because if you say I trust you, because submission is also based on trust. It's like I remember early in our relationship, something happened and Derek wanted to help me, and I was pushing back and he pushing and I'm pushing back, and he's like, trust me. You know, and I remember just crying my eyes out because to just surrender and have somebody help you was very hard for me.
Sometimes
It was very, very hard. So, you know, like, I mean, I see on Facebook every week is like an argument on submission, and I just shake my head and just keep on scrolling.
And that's why I said, if you look at a healthy relationship, you will understand submission plays a big part of it. And I continue to emphasize healthy, because not every relationship is healthy. So, ladies, as we go into that, do you guys consider yourself either a modern or traditional woman? And the reason why I'm going to go really quick into that, you know, a modern woman would be someone who is basically, you could be the head of the household, you the one that runs everything. You don't really, you know, you come home, you're both tired, you're not going to do those dishes, you're not going to cook, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to take care of children, you probably have a nanny to do it because you don't have the time. And a traditional woman is someone who is basically has that traditional role, meaning that they might not work as hard as their husband, but they're the ones who takes care of the home, the fort, make sure the kids are taken care of, make sure that, you know, everything is run in the household. They're not going to be as tired as the man because the man is probably working as hard. So, do you guys think you guys are modern or traditional? There's no middle. You can't be both. So don't tell me both.
I would say prior to COVID, I was a traditional woman. You know, coming home and doing the cooking and doing activities with the kids, and my husband would be doing activities with the kids too. But then at the end of the day, I would be always responsible for the cooking most of the time. Since COVID now, I'm usually working a lot of very, very long hours. And when I come home, I'm just tired and I really don't have time to be doing all that. So I let things slide a little bit. My house doesn't have to be picture perfect and well dusted and what have you. Some things I just turn a blind eye when I come home and just go to my room and ask somebody to bring me a cup of tea. Just so I can have some quiet downtime to myself. I would say I'm a modern woman now. In my old-fashioned sense.
How about you, Herbie?
Right. I'm with Jules. I know V said we can't choose, but I'm making up my own name right now. I tried mod. I'm trad mod. I go back and forth.
No, Hermie, I said you can't be both. Don't try to come and switch up my terms now. You can't be both.
V, after we discussed this the other night, I had to go and think about it. I was like, you know, I'm going to make up my own term. I'm try mod. Okay?
Try mod, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So let me say, so Hermie, if you go out with your significant other, do you take forth with the bills of the restaurant and everything like that? You're the one who put that foot forward when it comes to that? Everything? No. Okay, you're not modern.
No, no. Derek will not allow me to do it, even if I try. I've been trying to pay for a meal since I've been in New York, and the man is just not allowing me to pay.
You're not in a modern relationship. That's not really modern.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'll tell you what the modern woman does. The husband will take her to a restaurant, and she'll get there, and she'll say, "I'm not feeling this, and I don't like this restaurant. I want to go someplace else." And then she'll pick the restaurant and go where she wants to go with her husband, paying the bill. That's the modern woman.
Okay. How about you, Landy?
Oh, I have to say that I think that I was raised to be traditional to a certain extent. I was raised with my dad, who was the kind of guy that would cash his check or bring his check home and give it to my mom, so that she could take care of the bills, because he trusted her that she would take care of everything and do everything that needs to be done. And I like that. And my father was very much about making, always treating me like I was a princess, making sure that we always had the best of everything. So I've always come to expect that. In the same light, things like cooking and taking care of my home, I don't mind doing those things, but because of, life and business and different things that you're trying to do, you can't always do all. So I'm like with Hermie. I think I'm this try mod, not when it comes to paying for things, but when it comes to things like I can't handle everything that goes on in my household. I do think about having somebody to help clean sometimes because I can't keep up with everything that needs to get done. I would like to do more, but I don't have the time to always do it. And these are things that I struggle with because I would like to be able to do it, but sometimes you have to learn to let things go. And I don't think that I should put myself in a box to say that means that I'm being a modern woman if I want to have like cleaners or whatever the case may be, because I have to focus on my business and I got other stuff and things to do. I just don't think I can put myself on one or the other. I don't think so.
I think a modern woman is more about growing herself and developing and learning new things rather than to just, doing the same thing every day. It's about growth, learning how to be the best woman that you want to be, surrounding yourself with friends.
Sorry to cut you off, Julian, but remember, a traditional woman doesn't mean that you're growing. A lot of traditional women, I would consider myself traditional, but a lot of traditional women they do work, right? They have interest. They might be more involved in more community work, and things like that. And so it doesn't mean that you won't be exposed to a lot of things. So I think a lot of people have to understand that. It just means that your household, the way how it's run, is more on the traditional side. That's all. Doesn't mean that, you're not good. Your husband probably, for me, my husband's the head of my household, right? That's just how it is. I don't believe in two heads, right? So, I might be the neck.
You have to have the neck to hold the head.
That's right. There's no two heads. So, that's basically what it is. But before we end the show, because we've been talking so much about everything, I just want to let the audience know that this will be my last show, quote unquote, because I'm going into my 9th month and it's getting a little tough for me. So I'll be back, but for the summer time I won't be here. So I just want to let everyone know that I won't be here. I'm gonna miss you guys.
We're gonna miss you, Victoria.
I'm gonna miss you guys, and hopefully, I can maybe pop in if I'm not too sleep deprived, and maybe show the little baby and reveal her name. I know you guys might know her name, but not everyone knows her name. So reveal the little one's name. Maybe just give her like a sneak peek on the camera or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Well, we've been lucky to have you with us for this long, and we will, when you come back, I know that you'll be back better than ever. To lend your ear and your perspective on all these hot topics that we have. So we invite all of you guys to just keep on watching and cluing into what we have, sharing. Please call in when you get a chance to also, because we love to hear from you all the time.
Yes, definitely.
All right. And V, enjoy the rest of your pregnancy.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I think the production wants to show a picture real quick before we end. I don't know what picture this is.
Oh, that's Landy. Look at that.
That's me when I was pregnant. That's the wrong picture.
That was a lovely surprise. Look at that.
I know. Wrong picture, guys.
Hi, Veronica, watching from Grenada.
That wasn't the wrong picture, Landy.
That was the right picture.
You guys putting me on blast. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. I remember those days. I remember them well.
Right.
That's a good blast from the past.
Yes, I'm gonna go hide my pictures now.
I know, right?
All right, everyone.
Great
Thank you
show,
so
guys.
much, Petra. Thank you for the
Bye,
good luck.
everyone.
Have
Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
watching, guys. See you next week.
Hey, thank you for watching. Join us again next week.
Keeping you updated with the latest news, views, and interviews.
News, views, and interviews.
From around the world.
This is the Top 5.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.
Are you fed up of your mask or your foggy face shield? Introducing the Fashion Shield from callallpronow.com. Keep your hairdo intact, your makeup flawless, and be fully protected. Get the Fashion Shield now. Call 516-387-4246 or visit callallpronow.com.
Hey, thank you for watching. Join us again next week.
Let's face it, this is not normal times, but life, it must go on. And with all these continued restrictions on get-togethers, you need a streaming company like Ride Along Media Group LLC, one that can stream to all your family members to the comfort of their own homes, both privately or publicly, you decide. One who understands your privacy, one who simply cares. So for that wedding, funeral, public or private event, choose the professional production company with the experience and quality guaranteed. Family can travel? Inquire about our seamless remote participant option. Thinking of streaming your virtual event? We handle it all. From multi-camera video production to streaming, post-production, editing, and more via Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, or any platform required. Call us and speak to our experienced professional team. 212-809-4324. That's 212-809-4324. Ride Along Media Group LLC. We're here when you need us.
Keeping you updated with the latest news, views, and interviews.
News, views, and interviews.
From around the world.
This is the Top 5.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.